In this video, I challenge myself to recreate viral LEGO animations from all over the internet. From realistic LEGO weapon reloading to complex special effects like turning into a big robot, falling into water, and other unique stunts. Let's get started. I reviewed a lot of LEGO animations in internet and decided to repeat the most interesting ones. I was impressed by the first-person minifigures LEGO weapon reloading animations. It will not be easy to repeat them, but let's do it. I started with this animation of reloading a machine gun. To get the most realistic effect possible, I detached the arms from the LEGO figure and assembled a rig system of jointed LEGO parts. I inserted the LEGO arms into this system and positioned it in front of the camera so that only the arms were visible, creating the effect of a first-person view. Next, I animated the reloading process itself, focusing on references from video games and real-life footage. It included appearance of the weapon in the frame, clicking the safety, in some cases ejecting the magazine and inserting a new one, firing the gun with recoil. To simulate the shot, I used transparent orange 1x1 LEGO plates that I attached to the muzzle with clay. I shot a few frames with these pieces and then removed them, achieving a flashback effect. To convey recoil, I raised the gun up and down a bit. And my first reload animation looked like this. After I figured out how to do this, I repeated the process for the other weapons. Shotgun, rifle with scope, lightsaber, and revolver. However, when viewing the footage in the video editor, I noticed that the movements were too sharp and jerky. This was due to the difficulty of working with small objects and the stiffness of the LEGO joints. To remedy the situation, I replaced the rigging system with a thin metal wire. I fastened one end to the LEGO plate and attached the LEGO arms to the other end. For better fixation, I added some clay. In this way, I managed to achieve better control, and the new gun reloading animation turned out to be very good. To simulate a small magazine during reloading, I used a piece of plastic rod. In this way, I also made the reloading of a solid plastic shotgun, and it turned out pretty cool. Additionally, I complicated the animation by adding target shooting, LEGO minifigures. In the first animation from the repulsor shot, the figure flies up and falls flat on the ground. I divided the process into two stages. First stage, first-person view, aiming and firing. Second stage, the reaction of the target. The minifigure either falls or is blown apart. This effect is achieved thanks to the support, to which with the help of clay, we glue LEGO figure and frame by frame move it in the desired way. Supports and clay will need to remove at the stage of post-processing. It turned out to be a fun animation. In the next animation figure to tear apart from the shot from a blaster. Here I have already used as many as 3 supports to simulate the flight and fall of each part. To connect the foreground and background and used chroma key. I also found it interesting to shoot a LEGO bow at targets from the first person, so I decided to do it again. The LEGO bow has a solid mold with an arrow already attached, but it does not suit us, so it should be modified by cutting off the arrow. I will use a piece like this as an arrow. In this case, I will also animate separately the back and front backgrounds. First, I made animations of loading the bow with an arrow and shooting, and then the defeat of targets. When I combined everything in the editing stage, it came out very cool. With reloading and weapons sorted out, it's time to move on. On the internet, I found a lot of interesting animations, some of which I would like to repeat in this video. Here is, for example, animation of the transformation of a simple figure in a huge robot. The main difficulty of this animation was to create the robot itself. I assembled the large mech using parts of the right color and then, frame by frame, added them to the figure using clay. This allowed me to create the effect of gradually transforming an ordinary minifigure into a full exosuit. As a result, the regular figure becomes a huge robot, and the final animation looks like this. How about animating a Lego minifigure jumping into the water? The figure would climb up on a platform, swing around, and jump into the water. For this scene, I built a pool with a springboard. Then I made animations of the figure climbing up the springboard. When the figure is on the edge of the springboard, you should make animations of the figure swinging and jumping. I do this using clay and supports. Then I make a separate animation of the flight. I use clay and various supports to fix the character in the air during the jump. The most interesting stage is the fall into the water. To create the effect of splashing water, I put transparent blue Lego tiles vertically and gradually tilted them and then replaced them with smaller parts, imitating the fading of waves. In the final scene, the figure floats to the surface, completing the scene. The finished animation looks like this. I decided to recreate the moment of throwing and catching Lego pieces, inspired by the Squid Game. In reality, it's quite a difficult game and you need a lot of dexterity to win it. But we'll cheat a bit, and instead of the game itself, we'll make a stop-motion animation of this process. For this, we need Lego bricks of different colors and a lot of supports. We set the right angle and start animation of tossing and flying bricks with further catching them. It was not easy. Perhaps it was easier to learn how to play than to animate it. However, the final result looked very dynamic and realistic. A very interesting animation is the imitation of drawing Lego pencil on Lego plate, and we should definitely repeat it in this video. I assembled a Lego pencil and used small 1x1 plates to create the drawing effect. By placing the pencil against the plate, frame by frame, I added new details, creating the illusion of a gradual drawing. To make the animation more interesting, I added a few tricks with the pencil, namely scrolling it in my hand, stretching it, and erasing the drawing I just drew. The end result was not only animated movement, but also finished Lego art. Creating stop-motion animation requires tremendous patience, but opens up incredible opportunities for creativity. The use of rigging, chroma key, supports, and competent post-processing allows you to achieve impressive effects. If you like it, try to replicate these techniques in your own animations and create your own unique scenes. Links to the original animations and their authors in the description below the video.